to item number 6.
Item 6, public comment on items not scheduled on the agenda. Is there anyone present this morning who would like to take the podium and comment on a matter not currently on today's agenda?
Mr. Kelly, come on up. Good morning.
Good morning. Wow. I'm sorry about talking so loud. I'd like to make a few comments. Do I have a time limit?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll try to make them brief as I can.
And would you introduce yourself? We know who you are. But
oh, yes. I actually wrote it out.
Okay.
If I shoot from the hip, we're all in trouble. Today's history, not only is it my birthday, but it's William Wallace's day that he was put to death for his treasonous behavior. Thus the kilt I'm wearing today. So for many of you out there who wonder why this man's wearing a skirt, I must tell you, a man in a skirt or a kilt is a man and a half. All right, well, enough of the humor. I am David Kelly. I'm a citizen of El Paso County. I am not here as a representative of the Citizen Outreach Group, which is a county board that I sit on. I want to make that clear because I want to speak on behalf of me, David Kelly, the citizen. You all know me, or at least you're aware of my political activities in the defense of personal liberties and freedom. I lead Liberty First, a liberty group here in Colorado Springs. I seek the truth in all things, everything, nothing less and nothing more. You would be foolish to say or believe that any one of us are infallible or superhumans capable of making no mistakes. That is true with this board. I can agree to and disagree to many of your decisions that you've made. That is not a bad thing or a good thing. It just means that we're human. My comments here today regards term limits. Our founders viewed the absence of such things or such limits as most highly and dangerously oligarchic. That was Richard Henry Lee, or Lighthorse Henry. Jefferson and Mason said, nothing can be so essential to the preservation of a Republican government as a periodic rotation of its members. With that said, I want to address the ballot language and the term limits that was certified by the county clerk last July. At that time, I was told that the will of the people of El Paso County was heard, that the people wanted to bring back to the ballot the issue of term limits due to the controversial nature of the 2010 ballot term limits question. Now, I don't have to rehash that here because I think everybody knows that quite well in this group, and I'm sure the citizens, there's been plenty written about that. Well, I want to tell you, since I became aware of the exact language of this 2012 ballot initiative on term limits through correspondence with the county clerk, I have felt nothing but anger. And it doesn't take, it takes a heck of a lot to anger me, and this really angers me, and thus my comments today. But my anger is towards an obvious attempt to circumvent that will of the people. My issue with this current ballot wording on the term limits question, in particular, is in any election held after November 2012. Those few words go against the will of we the people and your employers' wishes. And the employers are the citizens of El Paso County who choose to participate and vote. Those are the people that you're going against the will. If this ballot question passes on November 6th, then the people will have affirmed the term limits should return to 2 consecutive 4-year terms. However, the current language of after November 6th will give 2 current county district seats, and those folks are missing today, but it will give them, those 2 seats, the guarantee of an unwarranted 3rd term. This would be in direct conflict with the people, okay, and would go against their will. The authors who placed, and I have no idea who authored this writing, so I'm not pointing fingers here, I'm just saying what I gotta say. The authors who placed the post-November 6th date on this ballot question knew that it would ensure a 3rd term, regardless of the will of the people of El Paso County and the limits that the people have just imposed. I asked myself, why would public servants go to such lengths to protect themselves from the will of those they are sworn to serve? Thus my anger. In closing, I ask that this board address their egregious, hubris-infected error and remove the specific date, replacing the date with language that would make the passage of this term limit question applicable immediately to all current county commissioners. If any said commissioners are affected by the results of the November election, have no fear, for vacancy committees can and will perform their duties as they have done before by appointing new members. that would fulfill the will of the people and hopefully bring back a sense of honesty and integrity to this body. If you choose not to, and live with your decision by keeping the language as it is now to the post-November 6th effective date, then we the people will know that an oligarchy, as defined by Webster, a government in which a small group exercises control, especially for corrupt and selfish purposes, is in control of the county, and that we the people are nothing more than sheeple being led to the slaughter. If you believe in liberty and seek the truth in all things as I do, I ask that you reflect on what I have said, digest it all, and make the right decision. El Paso County is not an oligarchy. It is not. If we the people speak or vote to reduce the term limits, and I have no idea what the outcome is going to be in November, but if that's a decision that's made, and we'd reduce those term limits to 2 terms, my question to you is, will you do the right thing or choose to allow hubris-infected, self-serving thinking lead us on a path to tyranny? Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak during public comment on any items that are not on today's agenda? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to item number 7.
Item 7, consent calendar. Madam Chair, I do have a last-minute recommendation as to item 7M. That is the request for consideration